Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today I want to talk about something that I have been noticing in general, specifically when it comes to trans guys, but I wanted to say that this is not just geared towards trans guys, but obviously it's something I've noticed in certain circles. So I'm sorry for not uploading last week. I actually went on holiday, which was really nice, and it took some time off. So anyway, on to the video. So when it comes to, so obviously there's a lot of sort of niches which get untouched, and obviously sometimes we ask for recommendations when it comes to YouTube videos, podcasts, and etc. I personally, I'm not very big on podcasts. I prefer YouTube videos, and the only podcast I actually ever listened to was The Bold and the Beautiful by Katia and Trixie. I did binge it for a really long while though. So I'm kind of out of the loop on the others, certain ones, and like while I do know which ones I would listen to or wouldn't, I just feel like I don't have enough free time to listen to them, and I would rather watch a YouTube video and have sort of visual aids, or I prefer to see the person, see their own thought rather than see it in a dialogue. But again, that's sort of whatever works for you. So this whole topic started from the fact that I did see a trans guy asking for recommendations for a YouTube video or YouTube videos, podcasts, etc., which he was looking for a more sort of bro-y masculine approach. And what really kind of confused me was the fact that he said that he doesn't want anything like Kurtis Conner as an example, because Kurtis Conner in his eyes is not as masculine. And that felt really weird to me, because I really enjoy Kurtis Conner's content, and since I know that he has a podcast, Kurtis, I mean, I haven't watched it, I haven't listened to it, but it still felt kind of weird, because obviously from the snippets I saw or whatever of Kurtis's podcast, I kind of assumed that it's your average podcast and etc. So I actually was confused, so I went into this rabbit hole of looking at comments and everything, and asking myself like what was wrong with Kurtis, and sort of it kind of unraveled into seeing that Kurtis was a bit sort of left-wing, and it felt very bizarre to me. Again, I really enjoy Kurtis, and I feel like sometimes he might be a bit masculine for me, or I feel like his humor can be a bit cishet to me. Like sometimes I don't understand certain sort of things about having a girlfriend or whatever, or being attracted to women, and certain jokes or quirks are beyond me. But I still really enjoy his content. I do understand that maybe it's because I'm very, very heavy left. But Kurtis doesn't really strike me as someone who's very political. And then I saw the comments which went on 9/11 conspiracies, sort of bros vibing off each other, and it kind of reminded me a bit, I guess because of this context, that Kurtis was a negative in OP's and everyone else's sort of trail of thinking. Then it felt sort of like this, what OP was looking for was some sort of more riot-esque or more masculine approach. I don't want to say bordering Andrew Tate-esque, but it does sort of raise some flags, and I'm not trying to say that masculine is a bad thing. I obviously don't appear to be very masculine on my YouTubes. I'm not very sort of traditional mask very often in life, but I'm still like a gay beardy guy and bold. And very often I just don't wear makeup and I just throw whatever and just walk the street and people think I'm somehow straight. So in general, I hate this whole idea that you're somehow more masculine if you're straight. Uh, I hate this whole notion of sort of like to channel this masculinity the right way, you need to follow like the sort of douchey stereotypes. And obviously, I have talked about this in the past, like with videos like Noah Samson or Kurtis Conner as well, since he's gonna be mentioned here. Like, there isn't an actual good outlet for people who find themselves really gravitating towards supermask or a sort of hetero way of dealing with things and sort of standardized masculinity. And so we end up with this massive hole where everyone kind of goes into right wing or left wing with a heavy emphasis on feminism. And I guess because obviously I'm gay, I kind of don't really feel the need to find this sort of haha bro, let's talk about girls, whatever. I'm here to talk about the boys. And to be honest, let's be real, it's just men on Grindr I talk about, you know. So it's really weird to me that a lot of trans guys seek out for it. And I'm not trying to say that every trans guy should be left wing, but at the same time, I feel like in this world where we have very nuanced sort of right wing and left wing, and specifically the righter you go, or like the more into conspiracy theories you go, the more you're kind of how to put this. Basically, if you're talking about economics and etc., sure you can have your own sort of garden variety of disagreeing. I don't agree with many things. Again, I'm a massive leftist, uh, and I'm a commie, but you know. But when it comes to things like human rights, immigration, visa, passport stuff, living permits, exploiting people, should certain people have rights? Should other people not have rights? Abortion, LGBT laws, obviously. I feel like you still need to be aware of certain things, such as the fact that every human being deserves human rights. So that's why I feel really weird when I see people sort of jumping into this right-wing pipeline or conspiracy pipeline. Because I feel like the right sort of makes it itself very clear with the fact that not everyone deserves to have rights. So that's the sort of issue I face with, and I think should be addressed. When it comes to the market and economy, housing, everything, I still feel like, well, obviously, I'm trying to say that you don't have to be like an extreme commie like me, but you need to understand that people deserve rights, in my opinion, and I don't think it should be controversial. But alas, here we are. So yeah, so it's not really a situation of are you mask enough or not, but it's the fact that we really need to address that certain men, trans or cis, just can't find sort of a niche to relate to, because if you look at like Noah Samson suggested, and I've talked about this in a previous video, that like Noah thinks that we should go into uh, men's lib, which is a subreddit which I do not enjoy, and I think it really focuses on the woman's side of feminism instead of focusing on everyone as a whole. So we're sort of left with this gap of uncertainty, and where should everyone else go? Like, obviously, with me being gay, I kind of sympathize a bit more with other gay people and other people's issues. But obviously, not all LGBT people are like that as well. So, yeah, so I really found this really interesting that there's sort of a correlation between any guy really who just wants some representation, then they sort of think that the only right way to find themselves comfortable and to be masculine is for going for these extreme types who can sort of disregard women or disregard other people's rights, which I find very uncomfortable. But what can I say or do? So I'm simply here to rant. So yeah, I found that really interesting about things to talk about this week. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Um, yeah, feel free to leave your thoughts below. I'd really love it if you could subscribe, if you comment, like, and everything. I'm also on Blue Sky these days, so I've been really enjoying it. No, I do not have any invites right now. I have a fucking list of people who I really want to see there before I actually go handing out invites. And if you can, I always appreciate caffeine in the shape of coffee.